Students, welcome back to my YouTube classes, Pacific Chemistry classes. Myself, Mahima Laharia. Students, today we are going to study the Lewis concept of the acid and bases, as already discussed, Arrhenius concept and the Bronsted-Lowry concept. So today in this video, I am going to explain about the Lewis acid-base concept. So, as you already know that what are the lone pair of electrons what are the lone pair of electrons? This Lewis acid base concept is totally based upon the transfer or the transactions of the lone pair of the electrons. We can say that in 1923 Lewis proposed an acid base concept which is based upon the transaction of electrons. So according to this concept, our acids are those substances, ions or the molecules which can accept the lone pair of electrons. So what are the acids according to the Lewis concept? They are the substance which will accept the lone pair of electrons. And what are the bases? Bases are those substance, ions or the molecules which can donate a lone pair of electron. So this can be explained by a simple example of NH3 and BF3. As we know that nitrogen is having one lone pair of electron. In ammonia molecule also, this nitrogen lone pair of electron is donated to the electron deficient species, that is the BF3. So this BF3 accepts the lone pair of electron and there is a formation of one coordinate bond, or we can say that donor acceptor compound, or it is also named as our adduct. So this type of the complex is formed, means by the donation of one lone pair of electron. When the species donates the electron, it is termed as the Lewis base. When it accepts the electron, it is termed as our Lewis acid. So the Lewis acid basic concept is based upon the transaction of the electron pair from one species to the another. Now let me explain how this nitrogen ammonia is having the one lone pair of electron. So here we know that our nitrogen is a central atom in ammonia structure, and we know that the atomic number of nitrogen is 7. So when we write the configuration, it is 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1. As we all know that this is the valence shell, outermost shell is the 2. So how many electron pair are there? Only 1. When we talk about the lone pair of electron in nitrogen, it is our 1. So just I will draw the structure of nitrogen in sp3 hybridization only. So there is one lone pair of electron and the geometry is pyramidal. So this lone pair of electron is available with the nitrogen atom, and this is a lone pair donor. So it is termed as the Lewis base. This is the electron pair donor. Now when we can see how the BF3 molecule acts as an electron deficient molecule. Students, we all know that the atomic number of the boron is 5. So when we write the electronic configuration, it will be written as 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py0 and 2pz0. What we do, this is the ground state configuration. So in the excited state, we promote one electron from the 2s orbital to 2py1, as you are doing in hybridization now. So one electron is promoted. So when 1s and 2p orbitals undergo hybridization, they will form sp2 hybridized orbital. So this is the structure. What the name of this geometry? That is the trigonal planar, and we will have our bond angle 120. Means our boron is in the sp2 hybridized state and it is having the 3 electrons in the valence shell. Only these 3 electrons are going to form the bond. So just you see how the BF3 molecule will be formed. So we know that in our BF3, fluorine is having the atomic number 9. So we will write the configuration as 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py2 and 2pz0. Here you can see there are 3 lone pair of electron because 1s2 is the inner shell. We count the pair only of the valence shell of the outermost shell, as the outermost shell is 2. So there are 3 lone pair of electrons in the fluorine, and how many electrons are unpaired there? That is only our 2pz1. So only this one electron is available for sharing. For making the BF3 molecules, boron will share 3 electrons with the fluorine atoms and they will form the bonds. Now you see the main important thing is that how many electrons are now with the boron. these black dots I have made for the boron atom, 3 electrons which are present in the valence shell of the boron. So they will share 1 electron with the fluorine atoms and they will form the covalent bonds. Now you say how many electrons? This makes 2 electrons. This is also 2 electrons. 1 electron of fluorine, 1 of boron. They form bonds, and this here also they form 1 bond. Or we can say they undergo the sp2 hybridizations. But now what happens here? This molecule is not having the 8 electron, which is the octet rule. Means any species should have 8 electron in the after the sharing and all. So for the stability, so this species is termed as our electron deficient species. Means our BF3 molecule is a electron deficient molecule. The ammonia is having 1 lone pair of electron, and our boron trifluoride is an electron deficient species. Here what happens? This ammonia is ready to give 1 lone pair of electron to BF3, that is electron deficient. So it will accept here. So there is a formation of the donor acceptor bonds, and this is also termed as the coordinate covalent bond. We are representing by arrow. Head is towards the species which is accepting the electron and the tail is which is donating. So the transaction of electron pair takes place in the Lewis acid base neutralization. So this is the main concept, that lone pair donor are base and lone pair acceptors are our Lewis acids. Now let us see in details what are our main features of the Lewis acid base concept. Some of the important examples of the Lewis acid base concept, and the product formed is termed as the adduct. So here first example is ammonia and BF3. I already explained. Nitrogen donates 1 lone pair of this molecule. Ammonia donates 1 lone pair of electron to the BF3 and it forms a adduct or the coordinate bond. Similarly, again ammonia and is the donor and H plus is the acceptor. So it will form our NH3 ammonia donates 1 lone pair of electron to hydrogen and this adduct is formed. Similarly, pyridine is our Lewis base and this AlCl3 is our Lewis acid. So there is a formation of 1 coordinate covalent bond in between these species. Similarly, our diethyl ether is a Lewis base and acceptor is boron trifluoride molecule. So you can learn any 2 of the example for an exam purpose. So some important examples of the Lewis concepts are, so BF3, AlCl3, H plus, SnCl4, etc., which accepts the lone pair of electrons are the Lewis acids, and ammonia, pyridine, hydrazine, our C2H5 whole twice O means this is our diethyl ether. I already written there. So these molecules which donates a lone pair of electrons are our Lewis base. For the exam purpose, you can learn at least 2 examples thoroughly. Now we will see the classification of the Lewis acids. So students, first classification, first type of the Lewis acids are all the cations which are capable to act as a Lewis acid. Means all the cations, they can easily accept the lone pair of electron. For example, as here ammonia is added, so we can say this reaction is ammonation. Here this reaction is in equilibrium and this Ag plus means all the cations. So this is a cation, it acts as a Lewis acid, and ammonia is a Lewis base. It will donate the lone pair of electron to form an adduct or addition compound. So next example, Cu2 plus reacting with the 4 ammonia molecules, it will form a complex, that is our Cu NH3 whole 4, 2 plus charge will be there. Each ammonia will donate 1 lone pair of electron to the copper empty orbitals. Similarly, Mn2 plus 6H2O will form our hexa-aqua complex of the manganese and the charge is 2 plus. Then next is the Ni2 plus. This is our nickel and it reacts with the 4 cyanide ions to form tetracyanonickel and the charge is 2 minus. So any 2 examples which you found easy, you can write it and practice it. Then just we can say that the Lewis acid strength of the cations increases with increase in the charge of the ion. Means acid strength will increase when the charge of the ion will increase, and decrease in the ionic radii, decrease in the shielding electrons. So just we can write the order for our main metals like sodium, magnesium and aluminium here. As the charge is increasing and the size is decreasing, so the order of the strength will be more in the aluminium than magnesium, than in the least in the sodium. So the tendency of an acid increases in a period from the left to right. Means acidic strength will increase in a period from left to right. As we move from left to right means sodium, then magnesium, then aluminium. And in a group, it increases from bottom to top. Means reverse order. Na? So we are writing now our alkali metals as lithium, sodium, rubidium, potassium and cesium. So the order is just opposite as of the period. In period, when we move from left to right, the acidic strength increases, and in a group, the order is just opposite. Means the acid strength is minimum for the cesium, then our potassium, then sodium and our lithium. Means bottom to top in the periodic table, it will change. So next is the second type of the classification. Molecules having the incomplete octet in their central atom. Means already discussed, I explained how the BF3 molecule is formed. It will lack the 8 electron in the outermost shell. So the electron deficient species can be act as a Lewis acid. For example, the halides of boron, beryllium, aluminium, etc. So examples are here. BF3 combines with ammonia to form our NH3BF3 adduct, or we can say coordinate bond is formed. Here second example is AlCl3. It react with C2H5N, so it is your ethylamine, and then means then lone pair of electron is there. It is C5H5N. It's pyridine. So pyridine acts as a Lewis base. It will donate the electron pair to the AlCl3 and they form a coordinate bond. Similarly, N2H4, it is our hydrazine. NH2NH2, we are writing it. So it donates the lone pair of electron to the electron deficient boron trifluoride and form a lone, coordinate covalent bond or complex, we can say. Then third type of classification is the element having the electron sextet in the valence shell. So the elements which have the 6 electron present in their valence shell can also act as a Lewis acid. For example, we know that the atomic number of oxygen is 8 or sulfur is 16. So for oxygen, we are writing 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py1 and 2pz1. So there are 6 electrons. 1s2 we will not calculate, means they are innermost. So we will valence shell, how many electrons? 6. So elements which have the 6 electron in their valence shell, they can act as a Lewis acid. So oxygen have 2 electrons less in its octet. So if any species donate the lone pair of electron, it will easily accept and it will form the coordinate bond. So here the sulfite ion is donating the lone pair of electron to the oxygen. So it is acting as a base, and oxygen and sulfur here are acting as an acids. So they form the sulfate ion and the thiosulfate ion respectively. So as we all know, SO4 2- is the charge and thiosulfate is S2O3 2-. Then fourth classification, molecules having the vacant d orbitals in their central atom. Means if the molecules, they have the vacant d orbitals in the central atom, they can also act as a Lewis acid. So for example, SiX4, SnCl4, GeX4, PX3, PF3, SF4, TeCl4, etc. So you don't have to learn all the, at least 3-4 examples you can learn for exams. So we know that the silicon tetrafluoride is here. It reacts with the fluoride ion. So as we know that there are 3 lone pair of electron in every halogen. So it can donate and they can form the complex. So the complex is SiF6 2-. Similarly, stannous tetrachloride can also accept the fluoride electrons and they can form the complexes SnCl6 2-. Then next classification, the molecules having the multiple bonds between the atoms of the different electronegativity. So here we will see the simple example of carbon dioxide. As carbon and oxygen have the different electronegativity, so if the multiple bond is present, they can easily act as a Lewis acid. So multiple bond means more than one bond. So here double bonds are on both the sides. The shape of the carbon dioxide is linear, and any Lewis base like OH-, they will donate the lone pair of electron and they can form a bicarbonate ion. So here this is a simple example. So just once again you can see the main four type of the Lewis acids classification. The first is, if you want to take the screenshot, you can take. First are the simple cations. So here you can write any examples. for any complex formation. Then second category is our molecules having the incomplete octet in their central atom. Third category, elements having the 6 electron in their valence shell. Fourth classification, molecules having the vacant d orbitals in the central atom. Fifth is the molecules having the multiple bond between the atoms of different electronegativity. Now let us see the classification of the Lewis base. So they are also classified into the 4 categories. So first is the neutral molecules having the lone pair of electrons. So the molecules like water, ammonia, all the types of our amine, that is our primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine, alcohol, pH3, ethers, all these neutral molecules which have the lone pair of electrons behaves as a Lewis base. So any 2 examples you can learn, like ammonia, our water molecule. This pink I have made the lone pair of electrons. As nitrogen is everywhere, they will have the lone pair of electrons. Oxygen is having the 2 lone pair of electrons. So the species which is able to donate the lone pair of electrons, they will act as a Lewis base. Second classification, second types of the Lewis base are the anions. Means the ions like fluorine, chlorine, our chloride, this F minus, Cl minus, Br minus, I minus, means all the halogens which we all know that now this fluoride is having the 3 lone pair of electron, as we already seen the electronic configuration. So all the halogens have 3 lone pair of electron, and what is this minus charge? They are always ready to accept 1 electron. So they are all anions have 1 lone pair of electrons which they do not denote to the Lewis acids. Means out of the 3 they can donate 1 and they can form the our Lewis acid base pair. So any 2-3 examples you can learn. Third classification, a molecule with the double bond or the pi bond. So here we can see that ethene molecule is having that pi bond. So each bond is made up of 2 electrons. So these 2 electrons, if they are in the coordination with the silver, so they can form our pi complex. And here this our ethene molecules act as a Lewis base, and we know that all the types of the cations are the Lewis acids. So the fourth classification, halides which can give the halogen ion, they can act as a Lewis base. So students, here we know that xenon difluoride, tetrafluoride, hexafluoride, CSF, etc. Here we have taken the example of arsenic pentafluoride and xenon difluoride. So if they are ready to give one of the halogens, so they can act as a Lewis base. So XeF2, if it gives one of the fluorine atom to the AsF5, it will be AsF6 and it will form our XeF. So this is an adduct which is donating is termed as our Lewis base, and which is accepting is our Lewis acid. So just take the screenshot of these 2 parts, and I hope you can complete your notes. And now next what are the utilities of the Lewis acid base concept, or what are the main application of the Lewis acid base concept. So the reactions not involving the protons may be explained. So as we discussed, the Lewis acid base concept is totally based upon the donation of electrons or the exception. So which type of reactions we can explain which do not involve the proton? As Bronsted-Lowry concept is based upon the proton, this concept will explain those reactions where the protons are not involved. Then second point, it can explain the fast reactions which takes place in the absence of water. Means our Lewis acid base concept helps us to explain the fast reactions which are not taking place in the water. Just we can see this example of BCl3. It acts as our Lewis acid, and this is our base. So it is our diethylamine, and it will form an adduct. Means this amine will donate one of the lone pair electron to this BCl3 and it can form the adduct. Third point, in non-aqueous solvents, the changes in the color in the titration by acid-base indicator can be explained. Means this Lewis base concept also helps us to explain the change in the color in the titration, because mostly our indicators are, some of the indicators are having the pH ranges in the acid category and some are having in the basic category. So the fourth point, the basic properties of the metallic oxides and the acidic properties of the non-metallic oxides can also be explained. Fifth point, like Lux flood concept, it also explains the neutralization reactions which takes place in the absence of solvent. or in aqueous phase at a high temperature. So Lux fluid concept, just like in our Lux fluid concept we studied, so similarly this will also help us to explain the neutralization reactions. So just write it down. And so these are the some of the important application of the Lewis acid base concept. Now there are some limitations. So what are the main limitations of this concept? First, the relative strength of the acid and the bases cannot be explained. We can say this concept is based only on the donation or of electron and the exception of the lone pair of electrons. So this concept is not explained properly, the relative strength of the acid and bases. Secondly, just our HCl, H2SO4, HNO3. These are protonic acids, but they do not have the coordinate bond. Still, they are good acids. So this is not explained by the Lewis concept. Then this concept also does not explain the electrolysis, salt hydrolysis, ester hydrolysis, and many esterification reactions. So students, these are the main 3 limitations. You can take the screenshot, write in your notes. So I hope you are able to understand the concept. Just I will show from the beginning. Please watch the full video and complete your notes, share with your friends. Thanks for watching. And those who have not subscribed my channel, do subscribe the channel. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me or you can just WhatsApp me. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe my channel, share with your friends.